Hello everybody, welcome to ABC Science. My name is Factually, Contractually and Scientifically Mike. I'm an engineer that breaks down TV shows on the internet. Today, we're going to unpack the physics in one of the most iconic kids shows on Australian TV. Round the twist.
Have you ever felt like this? How strange things happen. Are you going round the twist? Have you ever felt like this?
It's 90s, it's weird, and honestly, it's perfect. And there's an episode that features a frankly under-discussed Aussie invention, the propeller penis. How does it work? Why does it work? Does the science check out? Let's see how it comes about.
What are we gonna do with him, Gribbs? Oh, he's a bit small. Let's chuck him back. Yeah.
At the start of this episode, Bronson, the youngest kid, gets dumped in an aquarium tank by bullies, where he accidentally swallows a super rare fish called the whirling durfish. The fish swims down his body, and because it swims in a circular motion, it gives him a whirly willy.
You've got a whirling what? He's got a whirly what?
He's got a whirly what?
A whirly willy, or anatomically speaking, a human penis.
That weird aquarium fish swimming around inside me. Whenever I get my you-know-what not wet, spin out.
Yes, this was a kids show airing on the ABC. This fish is a frickin' pioneer. It goes where no fish has been before, the human urethra. It's also disgustingly possible that the fish entered through his urethra and not through his mouth. You hear stories of a catfish in the Amazon which crawls up people's urethra when they pee. There's a lot of hype about this, but there's only one documented case and scientists are pretty sure it's a hoax. That's enough of that disgusting exploration, let's move on. With a big swimming race coming up, Bronson realises that he can use the fish penis mishap as a form of sports doping. It basically gives him an inboard motor. Bully Gribbs is gobsmacked. He's the favourite, and now he's got some competition. It's becoming pretty clear that Bronson's going to win this swimming race, so Gribbs tries to sabotage him by putting superglue on the jetty. But Bronson's brother Pete overhears this plan, tries to stop them, but fails, and gets wrapped up in red tape, literally. Where did they even get all the red tape from? Now, just as this race is about to start, Bronson notices that Pete is missing.
Hey, where's Pete?
In a very round-the-twist series of events, Pete manages to escape the building he's trapped in by flinging himself off the balcony. Ah yes, the obsession of 90s Aussie TV to nearly murder the children. I feel like the most ridiculous part here is the fact that he randomly has denim jeans on his head when he's falling. Also, I can't explain why there was a trampoline at the beach, but I can break down how the fall works. If an object falls onto a trampoline, said object, which in this case is a person wrapped in duct tape, will never end up higher than the point they jumped off from. This is because no extra energy is being added, only converted. And of course, some energy is lost to air resistance and making that boing sound. That's a special talent of mine. You ready? Boing. Yeah. If we go back to our little jumping diagram, if Pete wanted to end up higher, he'd have to jump up and off, which is a bit tricky considering he's wrapped in duct tape. I don't really know what I'm doing with these. I think one's a point, one's a balcony, I don't know. You can use your imagination. Anyway, back to Bronson.
Someone do something!
He's faced with a big choice. Save Pete or win the race. There's only time for one option. Which one is he gonna choose? It's Pete, because family's more important than winning. Something that Gribbs doesn't know because he's the bully and he's the enemy and we hate him. Bronson goes to rescue Pete, and this is where we see his penis propeller in full use. I'll tell you what though, if I ever had that ability, you would not catch me in the ocean. Absolutely not, that shit is so scary. And no one's questioning this. He actually flies out of the water once he rescues Pete. Yeah, everybody. Got to jump back into the mechanical engineering archives for this one. Propellers work by converting torque, which is rotational motion, into thrust, which is forward motion. The blades take water from in front and push it behind, which is essentially what you're doing when you're doing freestyle. Now you also need to think about what the propeller is made of. Ideally, you want something that takes the least amount of energy to turn, but is strong enough to withstand resistance and smooth enough to reduce drag. Cut to like me in drag. Just like edit a wig onto me. Sure, why not? Okay. Metal's good, carbon fiber's better, human tissue, I guess it kind of works for Bronson. So much so that he becomes a helicopter and carries him to safety. The helicopter noise, my God.
Race time.
I like how even though he drops the brother off, he still goes to the starting line to jump off. Even though he could just jump from anywhere, he goes to the start of the line. So I respect that. Loser! Around the twist equivalent of Regina George being hit by a bus is Bronson's propeller fish leaving him. The two endangered fish are gloriously reunited. They kiss and swim away towards a rainbow. Also, aside here, the CGI on the fish is actually pretty good, considering how old this show is, and it doesn't need to be that good. Bronson finishes the race sans whirly willy and loses to Gribbs by centimetres. It doesn't matter. His family still loves him. Everyone loves him because he's a goddamn hero. And nothing for Gribbs. How sad.
Have you ever felt like this? Have strange things happen? Are you going round the twist?
What I love about Round the Twist is it just makes weird stuff normal, and the writers were just kind of saying anything in that writer's room. I also love how they made 25 minutes of television about a penis, but never actually say the word. Euphoria should take notes. Euphoria is just like too much. Like it needs to leave something to the imagination. All in all, 1000 out of 10. Great job, ABC. I mean, the shit was whack, but it's iconic. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the ABC Science channel to see more videos and keep an eye out for our next explosive, life-changing video about Round the Twist.